everyone, this is real estate broker Alex Zeta of Truly Wealthy Realty. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another Ask Alex episode. So I created this so that if any of you have questions regarding real estate or any concerns, then you can just comment down below, ask me, and I will try to answer them on my next vlog. So welcome to episode 3. Now, a few weeks ago, I posted a question up on my Facebook page, and the question went like this. What is the biggest concern that you have, or the biggest fear that you have about buying or selling real estate? And I got a few replies from friends of mine, and today I'm going to answer a concern of one of my friends, Ellen Seroje. So congratulations, Ellen, by the way. You just for giving birth to a beautiful baby girl. Congratulations, Ellen and Jude. I'm sure you will be great parents with God's help. Anyway, Ellen's concern was about the taxes that need to be paid, because she said that it's a bit scary knowing that you would have to pay a huge amount on the taxes every time you buy a property. Now, this is a common concern of clients of mine, especially those that are first-time home buyers, because they don't really know the taxes that need to be paid yet. But if you already know, if you are aware how much you need to pay, then you can prepare, and you don't have to be afraid of the taxes because they need to be paid anyway. So let's start with BIR. So actually, whenever you buy a property, there are some taxes that need to be paid to ensure that the property will be transferred from the seller to the buyer's name. So there are around 5 taxes that need to be paid by either the buyer or the seller. It depends on the negotiation. So first is the capital gains tax. So the capital gains tax is 6%, and the documentary stamp tax is 1.5%. Now, where are these percentages based on? So there are 3 bases for the taxes. First is the zonal value. You can find that at the matrix at BIR. So they have their own matrix, they have their own Excel file for that on the zonal values of all the lands here in Cagayan de Oro. Next is the market value. So the market value of your property can be found at the back of your tax declaration. So if you have a lot only, there will be one tax declaration for that. And if you have a building or a house on your lot, then that's also a separate tax declaration. So you can just flip at the back, you can see what the market value for your property is. And third is the selling price on the deed of absolute sale, whichever is higher. So again, the 3 bases for tax computation is the zonal value, the market value, and the selling price on the deed of sale, whichever is higher. Aside from these 3 things, although these 3 are the basis, BIR will also check the mortgage if ever the property was mortgaged before, so how much was the loan amount, and they will also check the selling price on the last deed of sale. Although these 2 are not a basis for the tax computation, but they also use these 2 as a reference. So again, first 2 taxes that need to be paid are the capital gains tax 6% and documentary stamp tax 1.5%. So you just need to pay these taxes at any BIR accredited bank and then submit the deposit slip along with the rest of the requirements back to BIR. So once the certificate authorizing registration, or the CAR, is out from BIR, your next stop will be at City Hall. So in City Hall, you will need to pay 2 taxes, the cedula and the transfer tax on real property. So transfer tax is 0.5% for residential and agricultural, I think. Residential and agricultural. And for commercial and industrial, it's 3/4 of 1%. And the cedula is 1 peso for every 1,000. So 1 peso for every 1,000. The selling price of your property is 1 million pesos, then the cedula would be 1,000 pesos. So again, it's 1 peso per 1,000 for the cedula and 1/2 of 1% for the transfer tax. So once the taxes are paid, then you go to the Registry of Deeds, or ROD. Now the ROD fee, they also have their own matrix for that, so I can't give you the exact computation, but we estimated it to be around 1.5%. So it will not go beyond 1.5% for the ROD fee. So once the ROD fee is paid and all the requirements submitted, then you just have to follow up until you get your transferred title. So aside from these taxes that need to be paid on the transfer of property, so again, there are five taxes that need to be paid. First is the capital gains tax, the documentary stamp tax, the cedula, the transfer tax on real property, and the ROD fee. So that's 5 in total, amounting to about 9.5% of the market value, the zonal value, or the selling price on the deed of sale, whichever is higher. So aside from these taxes, I'll also give you another bonus because there are also other expenses that need to be considered. So we have the bank fees. If ever you want to invest in a property through bank financing, then you will have bank fees to pay to your bank of choice. So the bank fees they also have their own computation, but a safe estimate would be 2.5% of the loanable amount. So if you loan 3 million, then the bank fees would be like 2.5% of 3 million. And aside from the bank fees, there's also the notarial fee. So the attorney's tariff now for notarizing a deed of sale is 1 to 3%. So it's 1 to 3%. But we have an attorney that's been with us since the beginning. So he's been our attorney for the past 6 years, Attorney Kin Babarin. So he's been our attorney for the past 6 years, and he gives our clients a good rate for his notarial fee. But the standard tariff is 1 to 3%. So aside from the notarial fee, aside from the bank fees, there's also the processing fee for the transfer of title. So once we close a deal, after we close a deal, we turn it over to a third party to do the title transfer. So this is not a requirement. It will depend on the buyer if he wants to do the title transfer process himself or he wants to just outsource and hire someone to do it for him. So actually transferring a title is a very straightforward process, but it takes a lot of time and effort because you constantly have to follow up on BAR, City Hall, ROD, depending on where your documents are at. And if you don't have a lot of extra time, then it would be better to outsource because this already includes transfer of title and tax declaration to the buyer's name. So processing fee is 15,000. So again, notarial fee, bank fees, and processing fee. And lastly, for the sellers, there's also the broker's fee to be considered. So the broker's fee, the standard is 5%. So whenever I am in the process of negotiating a deal, I take all these things into consideration, all the taxes and other fees that need to be paid. So I can help the seller in really coming up with what his net amount would be after taxes, after all the fees, and also the buyer. If ever the buyer is shouldering some of the fees, then I can compute the net amount, the total investment that he would have to make. For the seller, I can help compute the net amount. So I hope that I was able to help you, Ellen, with your concern regarding the taxes. Now you don't have to be afraid. You just need a good broker to guide you through the process. If ever you want to invest in a property, just call me or just PM me anytime. I will totally help you out with that. So that's it for now. Those are the taxes that need to be paid if ever you decide to invest in a property. If you have other questions or concerns, you may message me or comment down below and I will try to answer any concerns you may have on my next vlog. Till next time!